Hi everyone, I'm just going to do a little tutorial for the new moves that we've added into our practice this week. We've added a couple of white crane movements, which are rather beautiful and lovely. And okay, so let's start. So toes touching, toes out, bringing feet now to parallel. Just gently softening into this uji position here, locking into inguinal area and rubbing into low back, just to get some nice softness here. We're going to work straight into those movements here. So we're going to turn toes out again into this number 8 position, opening into the hips, sweeping hands behind your head, swallowing and sinking the tail, and I'm pressing my head back into my fingertips. I want this nice sense of elongation in my spine. Let's just do a couple of movements like this, inhaling through center. As you swallow, feel how your tongue comes into correct posture. So it's just resting behind the front teeth here. Inhaling up. Swallow, sink, and exhale. Inhaling to come on up. And swallow, sink tail, and exhale. Inhaling to come on up. So got these lovely open hips now. And now let's just bring it into rolling ball movement. So just tapping your little finger to low dantian, so just 2 inches below your belly button. Other hand to the third eye. And we're just rolling our ball here. So drawing energy up from your low dantian up to high. I'm going to come into our base stance now. So if you now lift your right heel, I'm mirroring you, and turn your knee to point in exactly the same direction as the other foot here. So it's a nice straight line from hip point down to knee. Good. And then from here, continuing to roll your ball. So still that nice reference point of thumb knuckle to third eye, little finger to low dantian. If you want to, you could come up onto tiptoes here, spreading the toes very wide. And now lowering down here. Now, if it's difficult to get your heel down onto the floor, you could hop a little shorter into the stance. You could inhale to come on up here. The main thing is that we've got pretty much both knees pointing in the same direction. So we've got that nice sunk feeling, sung. And as you may know, kanji for sung is a pine tree and it's hair blowing in the wind. So there's that kind of feeling of rootedness, but also the freedom of the hair blowing in the wind. Inhaling up onto tiptoes. Exhaling back onto heels. And now from here, we're going to pull weight back into this back foot, pointing into your toe and then drawing the foot back ever so slightly into this cat stance position. Okay? So the toes are spread very wide, and most of the weight, I'm going to say 90% of the weight, is on this back foot here. And this is where we take our crane movement here. So fingertips together, or I should say wingtips together. And we're trying to get the elbows together as quickly as possible. And then inhaling to open. And almost into this cactus position. You're a cormorant standing on the beacon. And another cormorant wants to come and take your spot. So you spread your wings to say, no, I'm bigger than you. Exhale. And you could bring the crane breath in here with a inhale to come on up. For these first few, I'm thinking about the elongation of the spine, and exhale, inhaling, and exhale, inhaling to stretch, and exhale. And now from here, if you'd like a back bend, you could gaze up here and arch into the back a little bit, stretching the front body, head to neutral. So it's a really, really lovely wave of movement and breath through your body, inhaling, quite literally taking inspiration. Inhale. And exhale. I don't know if you can hear the waves behind me, kind of synced up with the waves here. Inhale. The breath is like a wave through your body. One more. Strong work into that leg, isn't it? So let's come back through center for some relief. So lowering the foot down, coming back through this number 8 position, and then lifting onto the ball now of the left foot and turning once more. So again, knees pointing in the same direction. Nice long neck, chin gently tucked, straight line from hip point down to knee. Everything squeezing into center line. And now returning to rolling our ball. So I'm lifting the heel as high as possible here. You could come up onto tiptoes here, of both feet if you'd like to, and then lowering back to heels. Again, option to shorten the stance If anything feels too tight, remember there's no struggle, no strain. We never force the movement in our Qigong practice because there's always tomorrow to try again. Inhaling up through the nose. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling up. And exhaling to lower. And now let's pull the weights that back foot there, pointing into the toe, drawing the ball of the foot back as if you could pull the floor towards you. So you've got this nice long neck and strong and supple spine. Good. From here, wingtips touch, elbows touch. Spread your wings now, open the chest and exhale. An option here, I'm going to spread my wingtips wide just because it feels nicer. Inhale to open. Working for that nice straight back to start with. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. One more. And now, if you want to work into back bend, so this is such a good movement for strengthening our legs. Inhale, I'm sure I don't need to tell you that if you're bending into that back leg now. Good, fantastic. Turning back through to center now, rolling into ball. So we're going to build up now into this new sequence that we have in our new form, okay? So again, turning the heel out, sitting weight back, lifting onto the ball of the foot. This is called cat stance because your front foot is actually called cat paw stance because your foot should look like a cat's paw and be light and stealthy like that. So we do our crane wings. Inhale. And then the front hand does this brushing knee movement. Now, in Kobudo, when we have a shield, we have shields in the shape of a tortoise shell, and that's the kind of shape you want to create. So you're kind of covering your knee, so it's this nice oval shape here, okay? And the elbow is actually moving very little. And now, this move is called crane cools wings. So you just lift the other elbow up, and you could look up. We should have a straight diagonal line from elbow to elbow here. Opening into the armpit, literally opening into your heart meridian here, and then exhaling back. So if you imagine can you imagine your heart meridian, which runs from your armpit out to your little finger, and then exhale. Inhale to open, and exhale. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale. Good. So let's do it on the other side. So turning the heel back in, rolling ball. Here we go. Sitting back into your cat stance. That's it. And now from here, drawing back, inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. And now whichever leg's in front, that's the arm that's going to brush the knee. Okay? So here we go. R, stand. You could lay the other hand behind the back. It's going to be busy in a minute. Oh. Liya. Chi. And bar. And now from here, opening your heart, spreading your wings. Inhale. R. Inhale. Fan. Oh. Liya. Good. Coming back through to center to number 8 position. Have a little knock here and a little rub and slow back after all that work. Let's bring feet actually to parallel and roll shoulders forward. Inhaling up and out. Give your body a very good shake. Heels down and crown up with a ha. And now, working into our rainbow movement. So let's work from a little bit wider now. Let's go into horse riding stance here. So toes are gently pointing in, tail is sunk, and as the name would suggest, you imagine we're sitting on a horse, and maybe you grab the reins here. Sit your heels down heavily into your stirrups and a nice straight back. Good. And now from here, we're going to pull weight over, okay, onto our right foot. I'm mirroring you. Lifting up the heel nice and high. Nice, strong, active quad here. And then lowering the toes down. We're just gently rocking and swaying here. and feeling that lovely openness happening in the hip here. Coming back through center. Find your center line again. Pour the weight over, lift onto the heel, and gently rock and sway. And again, option to make it a little bit shorter if you'd like to. So this is just a kind of back stance position. You can upgrade this by making it deeper, or you can soften it. Remember, every practice is different, so just go with what feels nice for you today. We're going to bring it now into some dancing with rainbows movements. So in this position, my second toe is in line with my nose, is in line with my hip point, my nose? My second toe is in line with my knee, which is in line with my hip point, which is in line with my nose and my fingertips. And it's almost as if I were between two panes of glass here. Pull the weight over, lifting onto the heel, gently rocking and swaying. Inhaling to come up. And exhale, gently rocking and swaying. One more. Maybe you want to reach all the way to the end of the rainbow. Inhaling up. That's just an option. Taking care not to lose your form. So maybe just returning to this version. Inhaling up. And exhale. Inhaling up. And exhale. Coming up now into goddess position and a 5-pointed star. Good. And let's just knock into inguinal area once more here, just changing the work slightly. Again, tipping forward now for a nice flat back and brushing away any tightness. And now inhaling to gaze forward, stretching your throat. Wide eyes, nostrils and cheeks and a smile. Licking the roof of your mouth to soften your jaw. And then exhaling to drop a shoulder. Inhaling into the twist. Exhaling to dive across. Inhale into the twist. Exhaling, letting your head swing down, this movement called wagging your tail to calm heart fire. I am inhaling. Exhaling to lower down. If it feels nice, you could just let your head hang heavy. Inhaling here. Exhale to lower down. We're going to come now up into a lunge though. So bringing back toes with you, tracking belly button over the inside of your knee here. So you've got a nice diagonal line happening. And then coming on up into this lunge. Making sure you don't lose that sense of center line. So I've got a bendy back. So I could go into a deep lunge like this and it might look a bit fancy, but it's not. It's no good because I've lost that connection. We want to keep that pull to center line, that feeling of that you're a spinning top. Okay, so from here, we're going to work into pushing palm position. Good. Just holding it there nice and strong, grounding the heel, feeling that nice diagonal line. And now from here, as if you could trace the reflection of the rainbow. So we just had the rainbow over our head. And now we see the reflection of the rainbow in the water. So coming as low as you comfortably can. Again, tracking belly button over the inside of the knee. Coming on up. And pushing palm, pulling everything to center line. Nice strong legs. Good, once again, reaching forward. Low, low, low. You could come wider and longer into your stance if it feels available. And you, as I said, you don't lose that sense of connection here. Reaching forward. Get low. And push. Holding it there. So in the form, as we did it this morning in class, we did rainbow. Inhale. Rainbow. And then we did push palm, trace, rainbow. Okay? Rainbow. Inhale. Rainbow. Push palm, trace rainbow. Let's go the other way, rainbow. rainbow, push palm, reach, trace rainbow. Here we go. Which way? This way. Rainbow and rainbow. Maybe get a bit lower here. Push palm. Good. And trace the rainbow. Coming up for a 5-pointer stana. Inhale here. Exhale to turn. Toes in horse riding stance. Inhaling, heels in. Bringing feet back. Now to parallel. And rolling shoulders forward. It's almost as if you're a puppet, kind of dangling over a banister. And then lifting toes, we animate. So feeling that aliveness traveling out your body from your toes to your fingertips, from your tail to your crown. And then giving your body a really, really, really good shake. So bouncing heels deliberately to the floor. And then heels down, crown up with a ha. Good. Last move we're going to do, just to seal our practice. So taking it into some gentle arm swings here. Still got that nice knees dropped position. Here's that atoshi. And once again, that feeling of being a spinning top. And then swallowing sink tail as you exhale. I'm going to bring this now to seal our practice into gathering stars. So coming on up, again, that feeling of opening your heart here. Gather some stars from the sky and sprinkle them down now over your body. Sweeping arms wide, coiling in. Unfurling. And exhale. One more each side. Coming either to knee or maybe it's available to grab the outside of the ankle, just enjoying that lovely torsion in the body, the emptying of your breath, the complete emptiness of your lungs here, so that as you unfurl, your body just literally takes inspiration. Gather. And exhale. Sweep arms wide. Coiling in. Empty, empty, empty. Lift toes. Take inspiration. Exhaling ever so softly now. Good. Pausing here. Once again, rolling shoulders forward. Inhaling up and out. Giving your body a really, really, really good shake. Heels down and crown up with a ha. Sweeping arms wide. Exhaling to clear the space that you've made by doing this practice. Inhaling up, feeling your amazing energy. Awake. It's always there. Sometimes it just needs a little bit of help. And even a short practice like this, even a short one, even a 5-minute practice of one of your favorite moves is enough to just get that energy flowing freely once more. Sweep arms wide. Exhaling down to seal the work that you've done. Thank you so much for joining me. I wish you a fabulous day.